So welcome everybody to another session of our COVID Crisis Comeback Challenge Alumni Sunday Mastermind meeting. And I am so happy that you're all here. Emily, aren't you glad you're here? So as always, this is brought to you by my little company, Integrated Wellness and Development, LLC. And we are here to share inspiration and information and education. We're not here to diagnose, prevent, or treat any conditions or illnesses. And anything that we talk about as far as programs and coaching, it all varies with your experience and your what you put into it, what you dedicate to it. The results will vary. So we do not promise instant wealth, instant riches, instant happiness, instant anything. What we do promise is we will give you some amazing tools and amazing support. And with some focus and hard work and trust, we have seen some amazing things happen. So let's get right into it and welcome Kimberly. Great to see you, Kimberly. So tonight, we're going to ask the question, those of you who saw the post, if you had the opportunity to go back in time and spend a weekend with your 18-year-old self, what would you tell them? What advice would you give? What would you want them to absorb from your wisdom and experience that could make their existence so much better as they made their way into the future? And this is a great question. It's a great topic in personal development and coaching. But I actually had someone who had a really powerful experience with this concept many years ago. This person, and I probably told this story before, but this person, parents were very famous actors in theater. And he was left alone quite a bit and had a very lonely childhood. And what he did was he wrote a poem a day to try to channel and deal with his feelings and the challenges of being alone. And so it got to the point one night when he really needed to connect with his parents. He really needed some love and some, care, and they weren't there. And he started having those dark thoughts, those dark thoughts. And at that time, the dark thoughts led to contemplating ending it all. And it was a very touch and go time for this young man. So he's telling this story in the present about his young self in the past. And so he decided to do a little exercise, a little contemplation, and that was to go back to that darkest time, which happened to be, this particular moment I was sharing with you, to go back in time and visit his younger self and try to give him some love and some attention and hope as the wise, already goal achieved, higher self kind of person from the future. Everybody got that so far? So what was really cool is he did this spiritual exercise and he went back to that night of the darkest night, to that bedroom where his younger self was sitting there in the bedroom crying and despondent. And he walked into the bedroom just surrounded by light and love and wisdom and compassion. And he walked in and he looked at his younger self, just showering his younger self with love and understanding and compassion, and uttered only one word: patience. That's all he said, patience. With all the love and all the compassion he could muster, and all of the certainty that everything was going to be okay, because it would be. That young man would have an amazing future. So what was really cool is when he had finished the exercise, he went back into his files and he was going through those poem a days that he had written. And he went back to that year, that month, that day, and found a brand new poem that he had never seen before in his file, marked with that day that he had gone back to his self from the past. And there was this poem that he had never read, did not remember writing it at all, but there it was, the date, and it said, "Thank you, O wise one. That one word that you uttered, patience, made all the difference." Pretty amazing, huh? So what I want to invite you to do is join me in an exercise. We're going to go into your boardroom and we are going to create this experience for ourselves. And what I'm going to ask you to do is bring your 18-year-old self. There's, into the boardroom. There'll be a knock on the door. You'll go to it, and there your 18-year-old self will be. Invite them in and have a beautiful, wonderful, loving chat with them. And just become aware of what are the things you'd want to tell them. What's the wisdom you want to impart? What is the advice? What is the support? What's the love and compassion you want to impart? So let's get right to it. If you would like to join me, we can close our eyes and let's take a few of those deep box breaths. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts exhale, and you may want to sing your sacred word, a special word. 4 counts hold, 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts exhale, singing your word, 4 counts hold. One more round, 4 counts in breath, 4 counts hold, 4 counts exhale with your sacred word, 4 counts hold. And now find yourself inside your boardroom or temple or studio, whatever it is you've developed for yourself. Just see it lit up, really bright and inspiring and cheery and warm and positive. And there you have your vice presidents, and there you have your advisors for each part of you. They're all there. And there's a knock on the door. And as you answer it, there at the door is your 18-year-old self. Wow. What an incredible privilege to see yourself from way back then. So invite this 18-year-old self into your boardroom. Have them take a comfortable seat. And as you look into the eyes of your 18-year-old self, just feel all the love, the compassion, the desire to impart your wisdom, the desire to serve. And just become aware of the things that are in your heart that you'd like to say, and take these next minutes to have this conversation. Okay, now become aware of some questions that your 18-year-old self has for you that might help and guide them in their journey. Listen and become aware of any of those questions. Now, thank your 18-year-old self for joining you. Just embrace them and surround them with all your love, all your support, all of your wisdom. And know that you can meet again, whether it's here in your boardroom, in a contemplation, in a dream, but you're always there for them to bring them hope and wisdom and love, freedom. And just take a moment, become aware of how have you changed? What has changed inside of you as a result of this experience? What has emerged in your consciousness? What gift did you receive that was transmitted from you, who was the you in its future, when you went into the past and gave it your love and support? What changed inside of you when that happened? Become aware of that. Be grateful for that. And look for it as the days unfold this week. And now, bid your 18-year-old self a pleasant journey. And let's bring our attention back into the present. And I have initiated the breakout rooms. And what I'd like for each of you to do is just take a quick moment in the breakout rooms and just share what your experience was like. What did you tell your 18-year-old self? What were their questions? And then what changed inside of you? What did you learn or gain from the experience? Thumbs up, everybody clear on the exercise we're going to discuss. Good. So thumbs up, was this a valuable exercise for you? All right. Let's take 5 quick minutes here. If you would put your raise your hand button up there, and we'll call on a few of you to just really quickly, in one sentence, what was the thing you learned the most from? What was the surprise you received from this? What was the real message you received from this you, the you of the present? What gift did you receive from this experience of giving advice to your 18-year-old self? And just raise your hand, press the little button to raise your hand, and I will call on a few of you. Please keep your answer to one sentence. You don't have to say everything you did and experienced, but just in one sentence. What was the gift? All right, we will start with Mark.
Yeah, I would say the experience reminded me that there's a future self that's putting their arm around me right now and whispering in my ear what I need to know to really step into my fully actualized self, self-realized self.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And we're going to talk about that before the end of the session tonight as part of your homework. So thanks, Mark, for leading into that perfectly. Great point. Who else? Jean.
Slow down, you move too fast. But of course, in my head, I'm singing it because everything is a song. So,
Feeling groovy, right? All right. That was great. Thank you for that. Tracy.
Now is the time to do it.
Now is the time, and this is the place, Tracy.
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm right here.
All right, go for it.
Love is all there is.
All you need is love.
Yes, we shared it with each other. It was wonderful.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's a real gift to you and to everyone here to remind us. Thank you.
I just, a very strong reminder that I really need to have compassion for myself. I did a lot of idiotic things as an 18-year-old. I really needed to do all of that, and I really need to learn to have compassion for myself.
Well, we all have plenty of time to learn how to do that for ourselves now. So great point, Marvin. Yeah. We continue to need to have compassion for ourselves, and then that will help teach us to have that for others. And who knows, that may also have others have that same compassion with us. But you're right, it all starts with us having that for ourselves. So thank you. Yeah, great point. Roshi.
I just understand that I have to accept the whole process of my learning. In any time, any different learning, it was necessary on that time. And now I can make a decision for now and what I like to do.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you, Roshi.
I have an 18-year-old nephew, and this is a conversation that I'm going to end up having with him. Because we've had some of these conversations already, and one of the things that I've heard myself saying was that body that you're in is temporary, but who you truly are is eternal. And you're going to have every opportunity to discover this. You're going to find this every way you turn. And we discussed some of this, and one point was patience. But as May Beth was saying, and I was getting the same thing, is follow your heart, because there's people all around you that love you.
Beautiful. Thank you. So as I alluded with Mark, your homework assignment is to now listen to your already goal achieved higher self. Go do this exercise and have your already goal achieved higher self bring you a message from the future. And you can do that with your already goal achieved higher self. And also you can have in your room that spiritual mentor, that spiritual advisor that works with you. If you have one, I'd highly suggest you have that person with you and your already goal achieved higher self. It's amazing when you set up this exercise, the guidance that you'll get. And also remember that exercise of writing a letter to that higher self or to that spiritual advisor, teacher, asking it for what advice, what words of wisdom does it have for you today to help guide your day and get that perspective from that future. So great exercise, great sharing. Yeah, really great stuff that you've all achieved and experienced today. I hope that this exercise today was valuable for you. It is an incredibly valuable exercise. I hope you'll take advantage of it and do it again and use it to benefit yourself. So with that, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. You know, I wish you all the best this week as you're applying some of these things. You know, I continue to say it, but I continue to mean it. I love you all. I'm incredibly grateful to be walking side by side with you on this journey as we discover more and more about, you know, who we really are, what are the best goals for ourselves, how to create the best plans and achieve those goals, and experience all the wonderful adventures that life can have in store for us as we work to be the very, very best version of ourselves by just growing and improving a little bit each day, just a little tiny bit each day. So thank you all for being here. Love you all. Have a great week. And we will see you next week. And also you'll be seeing each other in your study buddy groups. So enjoy that as well. Take care, everybody.